What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Coop here, and today we are going to be jumping into Baldur's Gate 3. So this game I've been waiting a very long time for, and I've actually tried recording this video a few different times, and there's been corrupted saves, issues, and all that, so cross our fingers, hopefully this one works. But this game is amazing. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's from the creators of Larian Studios, the same guys that made Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2, which you guys have seen on my channel if you are long-time subscribers. It's basically, this game is turn-based action combat with a lot of roleplay aspects and everything. This one is set in the world of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, so there's lots of cool sort of aspects and things from that game, and a lot of RP and different cool things you can do, especially with the D&D 5th edition system that this game is based off of. But enough yammering. We're going to do a quick play where I just jump in for 30 minutes and you guys see if the game is for you. Now, if you do find more interest in this game, I will be doing more videos as time goes on to help you with building better builds, checking out different classes, and understanding how to play it, because this game is a little bit relatively tougher for newer audiences out there. So, without further ado, let's jump in, let's watch some of these cutscenes, and let's play the game, shall we? So now we jump into character creation. Boy, oh boy, if you saw that cutscene, ooh, gives me shivers every time I look at it, especially with, like, the worm going in the eye. Now, at the time of this recording, this is early access, so once the game's actually fully out, I'll make another one of these videos, but at the time of this recording, origin characters are characters that have main storylines, but at the moment you can't play them unless you play a custom character, which has their own unique sort of storyline. But just so you know, if the game is full on release by the time you see this, there are actual custom characters that you can play, and they have their own unique side stories and quests that come along with them. Now, jumping also into character creation, you have your backgrounds, and these give you proficiencies and different skill checks. As you adventure through the game, these will help you out with different things. So say you bump into a sort of a magical based area and you want to know what is going on, you can do an arcana check or a history check. There's also things like persuasion, medicine. So for example, there's like this brain and it's stuck in this body and you want to figure out how to get it out. By having a medicine check, you have surgeon knowledge of how to remove it. So backgrounds are pretty interesting. They're just something to really get into later on. We'll just kind of leave it as a hermit for right now. You have a bunch of different races. Bunch of different races here. You got like elves, and they got high elves, wood elves. They've got tieflings. They've got drow. They actually got two different types of drow, but they do almost the exact same, just different backstories. Humans, which get points in pretty much everything. Githyanki, dwarves, half-elf, halflings. And they have sub-races for each of them. Now, I could get more into this, but I actually have another video that's already out that already describes pretty much how all this works out and how to do really good builds with these characters. So, well, we're just going to kind of rush this a little bit so that way we can get into the actual gameplay, but if you guys do want a deeper guide, it will be in the top right, so I'll make sure to have a little annotation for you guys to click there. For this occasion, you also got your classes. There will be more classes once the game releases, such as Monk and Paladin and Bard, but for right now we have the 6 classes. I'm going to stick with going with a Rogue, because I can show you guys a little bit of some cool things you can do on the side. And on top of that, you get to choose your skills. So for this, we're going to choose investigation and maybe a little bit of performance, just for the hell of it. You also get to do your ability scores. These affect all of your different abilities that you can use. So remember how I was talking about arcane check? Well, our guy has a 8 in it, so he gets -1. If he goes up to 10, it would equal 0. So basically, every 2 points equals something. So usually you don't want to have yourself at odd numbers, because as you can see here, having that extra point doesn't really do much. Later on, you'll be able to increase these ability scores, but for right now, we'll just leave how the stats are as they are. Maybe drain out of that and make ourselves a little bit more intelligent out here. But there we go. And we'll just make our character subscribe. There we go. So, without further ado, let's jump in and let's venture farther.
Tell me.
Oh yeah, you also get to make your level 1, but in this case, I think let's do boo 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 boo. There we go, a hot emo girl, whatever gamer guy wants. So now we actually jump into the game here. So we kind of wake up, crashed with our little Nautilus thing that we managed to break out of. And basically, this is the main gameplay loop. So as you can see here over the top camera, they also have it to where you can sort of adjust the camera on different angles. But for right now, this is probably the best for that. You can also press O to like look above. But yeah, so it's very much a click adventure. Kind of reminds me of like a Diablo style with how you end up running around. And then you can interact with things and do certain skill checks. Like for example, we'll check this real quick.
That thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
So like for example, you can do an investigation roll. And this works similar to how it is in D&D. You have a target number and then you have your dice roll. And then you have modifiers based off of your proficiency. So because of our background, we get a +2 due to our proficiency with investigation rolls. So we'll roll, we'll either make it or we'll fail it. We end up making it.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
So due to our investigation, we found out that this thing would crumble if we were to touch it. So this is actually warning you not to touch it, but we're going to touch it to see what happens if, for example, we did fail the check.
Sloshing volatile brine as it collapses.
And then it blasts us back. So just something to show you there of like what ends up happening there. Now also on top of it, there's also loot where you can like pick up loot off of bodies, and on occasion you might find some places where you can heal, like over here. Now this is obviously not the whole game, there's a bunch of other areas as time goes on, but let's adventure farther to show you guys some more stuff. So more dead bodies, lots of interactables in here, but we'll show you where we get our first companion. If I pass the skill checks, of course.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers.
See, as you can see, we got a perception check on the top left. So it wasn't an actual check, it was a check that happened behind the scenes due to our perception. So with this, we'll just kind of speed this along. So now we have a different options based off of our stuff. So right now we're obviously not a strength-based character. We have investigation, so we can look a little bit farther into if we want to do this.
Notice edema, a swelling of the brain with a scar.
So due to our investigation and arcana check, we were able to find out what it is and know deeper about it. We can also do a medicine check, which we now have advantage on because of us doing that investigation roll, we now have an advantage, which means that it's a d20 rolled twice, and whatever the better number is, we get. So with our wisdom, our proficiency, and our advantage, the medicine seems like the best pick for this. So we're going to roll it. And bam, look at that, we got it. So we were able to remove the brain with ease. Now obviously, this is a mind devourer. So do we want to become friends with it, or should we cripple it?
Making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
I am going to spare the creature, because I want a little brain buddy. So we're going to toss him to the side here. Look at that, isn't he cute?
We are free. Our freedom is ours.
The creature.
We must go to the helm.
I'll just go ahead and rush that. There's tons of interactions you can do. There's also some chests here, but it doesn't really matter too much about the chests. There's not much good loot in the beginning of the game. You're not going to really get any good loot until after you get out of here. There's just a lot of little bombs and tricks and things you can toss. So we'll adventure farther, and we will meet another familiar face from the cutscene. Now, one of the things I love is you start off in Avernus, which is basically the D&D version of Hell. So the ship, when it was flying around, it was bouncing to different realms and everything. So it's just me and the little brain buddy. We'll go over here, and we'll interact with, as you can see, this dark shadow here of Lazel.
Abomination. This is your end.
and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword.
Oh, my head. What is this? Ugh. Skvar, you are no thrall. Blackith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. Imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them. We must reach the helm before we transform.
Alrighty, let's just go onward then.
First,
Once again, there's more stuff you can contact and talk to her, but I want to show you guys the sneaking mechanic. Since I am a rogue, and one of the main reasons I chose this rogue is if you press C here, you can crouch and hide. By hiding, we'll be able to sneak past and see if this. So what we're going to do here is, as you can see here, this is his sight line. This is what he can see. But if we climb up here and get the upper advantage, we can actually get some pretty good attacks right in the beginning stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a mad lad. So I surprised them, and they ended up catching me. But you'll see in a second why I chose this position. So we're going to dash and make sure that our brain gets as close to these enemies as possible. And we'll have her just kind of stand by real quick, because the move I'm about to do is a very evasive maneuver. We are going to attack these Nautilus tanks. And as you can see there, massive damage. And then we're going to go back to seeing if we can hide. We were unable because of this one right here being able to see us. So, and then we'll go over here and attack this guy. And as you can see here, we also have jump, but this is probably too high for us. So we'll go ahead and skip that turn. So we're just going to have her kind of march forward. You also got the dash action, which allows you to double your current movement speed. So by doubling our current movement speed, we can get a lot closer and go farther, but obviously she won't have an action to attack. So bonus actions are the blue. The yellow color is sort of the action-based attacks. Now, the cool thing about rogues is they get, every time they have advantage on something, they can do a sneak attack. So because we are above this guy, we have the high ground, as you can see on the far left over in this section here. We have advantage, meaning that when we attack, our dice is rolled twice, and whatever the highest result ends up being what we choose. So, high chance of hitting that guy and one-shotting him. Now, obviously, this guy kind of sees me, so I'm going to try and run over here and see if I can hide. I totally forgot about the one over here to the left, so I won't be able to hit him. We're getting a little low on the life here, but that's okay. So we'll have our guy march over here. And her right here. Because if I let my character end up getting hurt here, as you can see, my character was downed. So he is doing what is known as a death save. So for every roll he does above a 10, it'll get him 1 up on the save. After 3, he will be brought back to life. After 3, he will be permanently dead unless you have a scroll of Revitalize. So, but the way that you can also do this is by using the action known as help. So, I'm going to help myself back up and get myself back in the action. Now, because I had just woken up, I don't really have many actions I can do besides walking around and my bonus action. So, I'll use this time to get myself a nice potion and end my turn here. Now, obviously, this is right in the middle of fire. It's going to hurt, but this is our little brain buddy. We don't really care about him anyway. And then I'll go back here, and we'll do our attack. And there we go. We are victorious. We have won.
You proved surprisingly adequate.
It's actually funny. She's like, oh, you proved really well in fight, even though we just got our butt kicked. But I just needed to teach you guys and show you guys some of the different actions and things you can do. There's also an action called the shove action, which bases off of your strength. So as you can see here, you can shove them away. So this is good for certain characters where you want to push them into like fire or something. You can also dip your weapon in sort of elements around you. So things like, for example, this fire. I now shoot fire arrows. And then you can also knock people unconscious. I don't really do this all that often. And then you can also throw items. So say like if you have a dagger, I could toss a dagger at something as well. So without further ado, we march forward and go deeper into the game. Character ends up falling over. Now keep in mind, you're going to see some weird glitches and like random sputters and everything. This game is in early access. It should be hopefully all kinked out as the months go on, and once they're able to get full staffing and work, especially when they are in quarantine. But Baldur's Gate 3, I gotta say, I love the cinematics. I am absolutely loving Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment. So now we've got 2 imps over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to sneak up on them again. I believe I can hit this guy really good. Bam! Look at that. So, didn't even suspect a thing, so we're going to go here. Boom. Oh, we ended up missing. See if we can go back to hiding. Nope. We're in this fight for the long haul. So we'll go over here. And return there. Go here. Hit that guy real quick. Oh, missed. Let's see if we can maybe shove this guy into the fire, shall we? Nope, you're only able to knock him down. That's okay. It happens. Have her switch to her bow. And shoot this guy down. Oh, we missed again. Man, bad time to be us. I swear I never usually miss this hard. 90% hair. So we'll go ahead and hit him. And we'll go ahead and do another range shot at this guy here. 95% chance. Good time. And have her go in for the final slash. And there we have it. Down they go. Now we'll just keep on marching forward. Switch back to our melee-based weapons. And go forward, onward in this ship. So right here we have an obstacle. We can actually slash at this and take that down. You can destroy certain things. Like for example, if you're a barbarian, you're not smart. You're not going to have like any sort of lockpicking skill. So your best course of option is just destroying the chest. Now this is another interactable, based if I had an Arcana check. So you do this. Obviously, I have no skill in Arcana. I am also a pretty dumb character. I don't have anything. So we have no clue what these buttons do. Now you could touch the different buttons and do different things. So we'll just push a random button. Oh no, we accidentally killed 2 civilians. Oh darn. At least we could loot their bodies. So. Now, over here, there is a chest, weirdly enough, and inside this chest is some goodies, along with a bunch of really good loot here as well. So we see all this really awesome loot, but alas, it is locked. Now we have 2 different options. Over here, there's a key on this girl over here. She's kind of laying over here in the puddle and everything. That's just one place we can go, and there is a small cutscene, but I'll save that for you guys when you play the game. But I'm a rogue, so I can also lockpick. All characters can technically lockpick, but rogues are really good at it, so we'll end up taking our stuff here. And over here, there is another origin character here of Shadowheart. So let's see what she's doing right now.
We have no time for stragglers.
It's true, we don't have any time for stragglers, but let's see if we can pass this Arcana check. We did. Hey.
Warding runes. The pod won't open unless they're destroyed.
Well, let's see if we can try to disrupt this magic. Maybe it'll do something. Nope. Just ends up zapping us.
Satisfied? Leave the one.
Wait!
It safe if she's...
So sadly, we will not be able to stop it because we don't have any way of stopping the runes. So we'll just have to sadly march forward and leave her to her fate. Sucks as much as it might. So we'll go over here and march over to the next doorway. Grab a click heal from this thing here. And I think...
We're nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
You tell me, angry lady. Alright, so we're going to dip our weapon in fire. Yeah, actually this is the wrong weapon. I wanted this weapon to be dipped in fire. And we can do some nasty little dirty tricks with this. So, let's jump in to this area here and see what we can do. Cutscene. Ooh, nice. Yeah, eat that brain. Boom. Down it goes. Cracks me up. The Mind Flayer's just getting jumped by some imps.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
There we go. So now that we've done that, we can actually do some dirty tricks here as well. So I am going to make her switch to her bow and also make her dip her weapon in fire. Now we get to do one of my favorite things in the world to do. Boom. 2 enemies right off the board. Gone. Have our little brain friend march forward.
We need to get out of here now.
And we'll have us march forward as well. Now, because we don't have anything crazy to do, we're just gonna keep on kind of patrolling forward. Actually, I totally forgot there's an imp there. But don't worry, I have another dirty trick in mind that I can do. See these little baubles above them? We're gonna shoot those down. And there we have it. Another enemy down. We'll have our brain march forward to assist the Mind Flayer. It looks like the Mind Flayer is putting up a hard fight against a general. The general is level 8 and he's level 6, so it's looking like this is going to be a fight that's not going to look good in its favor. Now, we could assist a Mind Flayer, but why would we? Mind Flayer has done nothing and has stuck us with a giant tadpole in our brain. So we're definitely going to try to get out of here.
Hurry, before they strike.
Uh-oh. Looks like we got company. So we're just going to kind of tuck over here and see if we can hide. Oh no, they're able to see us. Alright. Going to go forward. And actually, we could use that. We'll see if we can't grab these and use these for something. I have an idea. It's a risky one, but it's a good idea regardless. Ah, that sadly ended up breaking. Can we grab the other one? Ah, can't reach it. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Oof. The brain almost got killed by this guy. We'll see if we can attempt to kind of body block her right now. And there goes the brain, never to be seen again.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
It is my turn. What will I do? Well, I think getting the high ground is always important if Star Wars 3 has taught me anything. So we'll go over here, and we'll get rid of that pesky imp that's right down the stairwell. Not quite enough to kill it, but good enough to do some massive damage to it. Now we accidentally spilt oil all over ourselves, but that's okay. So we'll end up going here, and we'll see if we can... Not quite enough. That's okay. We'll dash forward to prepare ourselves for another attack in the future. Getting surrounded by the imps here, but that's okay. Let's switch to our melee weapons. Now that we're threatened, we aren't able to do a lot of damage like we normally would be able to. Also, let's get this pesky imp out of our face. Setting up for a future attack for Zarya will be really nice. We'll skip our turn here, because then we can do a sneak attack on that last imp there. And we're going to go over here and do a slash. Bam. Perfect. Easy, easy kill. Our one buddy is not looking too good, so we don't have much time, so we do need to get rid of these guys as soon as possible. I'm going to jump my guy forward because I think that Lae'zel can finish the job. There we go. She was able to finish the job, and we're going to march forward to set off out of here. Because there's no way this guy's going to win. Because we're in a rush, and I don't know how long that guy will end up living, we're going to go right up to the helm, and let's get out of here.
Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Boop. What's up, bud? Bam. Rock to the face. And there we have it, guys. Anyways, I think that's a good stopping point for right now. I hope you guys do enjoy. I just wanted to show you guys kind of a brief overview and a quick look at sort of the intro area of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, if you are curious and you want more information, or as you play the game you have more questions, don't be afraid to comment down below, as I will be doing a lot more coverage of this game as time kind of goes on. Anyways, I am enjoying the hell out of this game. I think you guys will too. There's a lot more to offer. There's more companions, like over here. As you kind of march forward, there's going to be a companion that's going to be knocking over by a temple gate. And there's a bunch of companions that you'll be picking up along the way, and characters that kind of are interesting. Some of them are more evil, and some of them are more good-hearted. But that is up to you to decide what their fates are going to be. But tons of combinations, tons of classes. I just wanted to show you guys the rogue, as that's one of the best ways to show off a lot of skill checks and different aspects and things that you will deal with along the way. As time goes on and as the classes get more developed, I will be redoing guides and redoing this quick look to make it better for newer players jumping into the game. But without further ado, I thank you guys for watching, and if you guys are going to buy the game and check it out, be sure to check out my other guide where we talk about races and class builds and how to build them. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe and join the Datcoopguy Nation. Peace out, everybody.